Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the KDR Tournament Series, the Wildcard Qualifiers, day number 2. And here we are, Mr. Vim. We got a big game coming our way.
Yes,
Samurice versus Defiant Gaming. Kanina nakita na natin sa Team Dreams, tutok warfare. Feel ko talaga, this one also gonna be the same freaking case. But before we get into that, we gotta thank our sponsors, Globe at Home. With Globe at Home, you can recreate the world right at home. Level up your gaming experience at home with Globe at Home's only plan, $28.99 with speeds up to 100 Mbps. Visit shop.globe.com.ph or the Globe store near you.
Of course, our official PC partner for the KDR Tournament Series is Legion Philippines and Intel. Stylish outside, savage inside. Join the Empire. Legion's exclusive rewards program. Complete missions and earn rewards points to redeem exclusive Legion merchandise. You can do that by following the official Legion Philippines pages on Facebook and Instagram at Lenovo Legion PH.
Sir, and we are here powered by XSplit. XSplit VCam lets you remove, replace, and blur your background without a green screen. Download and try out the free version now. And of course, thanks to our lovely sponsors right there, Globe at Home, Legion Philippines, and Intel, as well as XSplit. We got giveaways for you guys, and you see the hashtags that are being pretty much said in the comments and all the like. You already know what's going on. Kasi ano ba ang giveaways natin ngayon, Mr. Vim?
You know, you guys know the drill. It's going to be 3 winners of 500 pesos worth of Gcash. We got a Legion H300 gaming headset and 10 XSplit premium licenses worth 1 month each.
Pang start talaga ng career nyo yan. And there you go, guys. That is pretty much how it works. If you want to join, like and share the stream lang dyan. Comment also. And all that like. Don't forget to use the hashtags dun sa post mo para lang makita ka namin ng mabilisan. And we all know na it is a way for us to give back to the community. And I love it there. Pero enough about that kasi these games are looking to really bring in a different kind of breed. Kasi, in all honesty, I'm just gonna be very direct about it.
Go ahead.
A lot of these CS-related teams, all the way in the lower bracket. Kanina nakita natin Team Dreams. Nakita natin nga Dreams. We're gonna be facing off TMT, which is also OCS teams. We have right now Samurice and Defiant. And the last time we saw Defiant, it really looked like they were just all about getting high ground with walls and getting vision to get the shot. Samurice, in the meantime, tagalan ng career talaga nila in the CS scene.
Right. I mean, you have DFT with the players who were formerly known as Wolves Clan, right? And another team that's deeply rooted in tactical shooters, such as Crossfire, CS. So we see a lot of like aim battles here. And I love seeing that, quite frankly. Of course, Valorant has all these utilities and abilities and colorful whatever, but at its core, it's a shooter, and aim battles is the most like interesting thing.
Yeah, yun talaga yun. Pag just get the shots on in the first place, pero kita natin ang ating bans dito sa best of 1. No, seems like Samurice gonna be banning out Bind. We got Defiant banning out Haven, at ang map natin ay Split. We don't see Split too often actually.
That is true, and I quite frankly, I think Split still like a bit needs a bit more tweaking, right? Because it's just such a challenge, like attacking on this map, and you really have to think about your sort of executions, how to work your way around the map design. It's not only the enemies that you're going to be battling against; it's more of a battle between you and the map as well. It's Split, and it's been a very controversial map for a good reason. So.
You know, the tower takes are just so very important, pero kita talaga natin when you're on the attacking side, minsan na-fun na ka na lang, nasa-choke out ka, mahirap mag-take from the garage, mahirap mag-take from the A side, and mahirap rin mag-take sa mid, pero mas madali na ngayon. So it's all about taking control from a spot and working your way from there. Pero it's really just all about the defense, taking control of the whole game itself, at tingnan natin kung sino nga ang makahanap ng paraan dito sa mapa na ito. So for Samurice or Defiant, this is gonna be a ticket for them to get one step closer to the group stage. After this game, guys, it will be basically the knockout round. Kung manalo ka doon sa round after this, pasok ka doon sa group stage. Kung hindi, out ka talaga. Lower bracket naman to, no more second chances. This is it, Pansit. And it really just goes to show na the level of competition here in the KDR series is absolutely fierce, because we have the likes of Bren, AG Nefaris, Hashra, Chimera, Anbu, as well as Atlas, all waiting for you. So this is just the first step. And when you get there, it's just the big leagues waiting to happen.
And even in the lower bracket, there's so many teams that deserve that spot. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of experienced teams. So napakainit talaga ng competition ngayon. Especially coming into this matchup. While the previous match we casted was a bit of a one-sided affair. I think this one's going to be a bit different. It's going to play out a bit differently. I think it's going to be a close match. DFT and Samurice both have a lot of experience under their belt.
Yeah, sinalala ko lang talaga yung mga paths nung mga teams natin dito. Defiant Gaming, we were able to check them out nung pinakaunang game natin yesterday.
Right.
And they really impressed us with their creativity on how the spots that they would take. Na magulat ka na lang na doon pala sila, magulat ka na lang na sa taas ng hookah. Like, how does that even happen for someone there on bind? So, it's an interesting take. And in all honesty, they had a really good run sa upper bracket. And they only lost out to the likes of Hashira. So, alam mo na these guys put up a really good fight. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them actually try to take a dub here. But in the meantime, Samurice naman, they have been dominating the lower bracket. They paved the way from start to finish dito sa lower bracket. At kita talaga natin that they are just here to try and yoink a slot away from a team there from the upper bracket. Parang, okay, naghihintay kami dito. Kami ang magiging gatekeeper nyo basically. Papahirapin namin buhay nyo. So I gotta say this matchup gonna be pretty even. And we'll find out who's gonna be having the better experience here on Split soon.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a team like Samurice has had a lot of deep runs in our tournaments in the past. I mean, how can you forget about players like Untitled and Suez and so on and so forth? It's just the man of the lamps.
I'm sad though that they banned bind. No lamps from Yon Zaime. Not gonna happen.
We were debating if Lamps was a cafe or not, and he's probably like the general manager of that establishment. But
parang, ano siya eh. It looks more like a shop that sells Dreamcatcher or something like that. Parang ganun. But hey,
souvenir shop.
he is the shopkeeper there at yun talaga yan. But we're not gonna get bind. We are gonna get split. And this means that this is a map where we might see some Sage. At nakita natin dati sa Samurice, mahilig sila mag-Sage talaga, courtesy of Suez.
Right. And very, very proficient with that. He's been a Sage main for quite some time. And I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, Split is one of those maps, post-meta changes, that can still benefit very much from a Sage pick.
It still works, and all you have to do is buy time for the wall to be set up sa mid, or pwede naman ka mag-wall dun sa B tower o sa A tower appropriately. Basta saan ka maka-set up as the Sage, it works out. The slow orb gonna be still very effective. Dun sa gitna naman ng mapa, res is still res, and that's pretty much that. So tingnan natin kung yun nga mangyayari dito sa mapa na ito. Defiant though, we also like to play that Sage. So will we actually see Sage versus Sage in this game?
Could be a bit of some old school gameplay here. We'll see.
Pwede yan. Interested ako eh. Kasi nakita na natin dito sa meta natin, we're seeing a lot of that breach gameplay. But it might not suit the style of these two teams. So tingnan natin kung paano sila mag-a-adjust. Baka makahanap sila ng paraan daw. Because Split is such a perfect map for breach. Malapitan talaga, close corridors.
I think it's going to be like a must pick for both of these teams. I think we're going to be seeing two breaches as well.
We'll see. I'm thinking like it's a breach, Cypher, Sage, and then whatever duelist you want to play, plus a smoke.
It's pretty nasty sort of a concept there.
Yeah, parang nakakatakot nga eh. Tipong di mo na alam saan ka dagalaw, tapos mahuhuli ka pa rin. But hey, it's good to see Split. We haven't seen it too much. Parang puro bind the haven. Parang nag-coin flip na lang tayo. And alam mo, maglalagay tayo ng poster soon, Vim.
No.
Where is Ascent? Nasa na ang Ascent? Parang never natin nakita yung Ascent.
I think we saw it like once.
Did we? I really don't think we haven't seen it.
But
I think we've
it's
seen
definitely
it,
something I miss.
I think we've seen it's a best of 3, but never is a best of 1 pa.
Yeah. It's quite strange. But for transparency's sake, we do use the randomizer, and it is the computer who selects the map.
Sabi ng computer na, oy, no Ascent for you.
Mali siya mahilig sa Ascent.
Baka
pero, not everybody's cup of tea, that map.
Paano yung Icebox?
No, Icebox. Don't get me started.
No. Baka gusto mo. Maybe you want to get started on it. Isipin mo na lang, how many levels of elevation? 1,
it's
2,
okay.
3. Oh, it's a lot.
I played like one game of unrated on Icebox, and it's something very, very confusing for me. It reminds me of other shooters and like non-tactical shooter maps, like for example, like Straight Outta Destiny. I said. And
Overwatch, honestly.
Overwatch, it's those are my sentiments. I could be wrong, and then obviously entitled to my own opinion, but we'll see how it plays out in a tournament setting, in a competitive setting. But yeah,
Tara, pa-tournament tayo. Icebox only.
Icebox only.
Icebox only. Pero hintayin natin muna, ayusin muna yung bugs, especially like the kitchen Omen TP.
Oh yeah.
As well as do you know the turret out of bounds one? So, lalagay mo yung turret sa labas ng mapa.
I mean, we've seen that on Split before,
Oh.
diba?
No, pero yung turret, parang sa may spawn ng kalaban mo. Tapos, dadaan lang sila, babaril na sila. It's
The jet bug was kind of crazy.
The jet
Like,
bug
you
is-
could bounce off the rope.
Ay, nakita mo yan.
That was
Is it?
kinda
I want someone to do it. Is it fixed already?
It probably is not fixed.
Oh, like I want to see it, but also they're like, no, that's not allowed in our tournament. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that kind of things. It's crazy though how fast they go. Gotta go fast talaga. Parang, di ba dati may ganun rin na bug na sino ba yung nag-turbo? Si Jet ba o si Raze? Basta
I think
one
it
of
was
the two.
like-
You need both of them to make it happen.
Yeah. There was a bit of a boost bug that was. I remember, like specifically, we didn't allow it in one of our first tournaments.
Tagal na nun.
That was a long time. It felt like 10 years ago, but that was
that's
in
like-
reality it was only like a few months ago.
A few months ago.
But yeah, we've been through a lot as a community, and it's quite
My
quite
back
amazing.
is aching because
Incredible.
of it. It's incredible indeed. So, these two teams though, they have been incredible in the tactical shooter genre, and right now we're gonna be getting the drafts into our round number 6 game. So here we are. We got Lupinus versus we have Suez, John, and Yon Daime into Samurice's side, and Loop of course gonna be on his race. Alala mo pa dati sa split 0.01 na defuse niya yun.
Oh, that was a
That was-
highlight to remember, man. I cannot forget about that 0.01. But we got Versace and bro.
Versace on the floor.
Versace and Suez this time on the Cypher. John kicks this time on the stage.
Oh, it's
Interesting.
John on the stage and Yon Daime. We'll wrap it up with the Jets. So double duels tayo dito. May control, may double sentinel. But it's John on the stage here compared to usually seeing Suez on that
nga.
role. So kakaiba talaga yung nagawa dito ng Samurice. We haven't seen them in a while. So the evolution of Samurice really into form here. Defiant. In the meantime, we got 02PH on the Omen. Stephen will be playing that breach. So mukhang may breach nga dito para sa Defiant. Smokey's on the Cypher. 2766. Killjoy time. And 13381. Ay, anong klase pangalan mga to? Reyna time here. So double Sentinel versus double Sentinel. Pero sa Defiant, Killjoy. Para sa Samurice, it's Sage. And no breach versus breach. This might be a case of breach difference here in this game.
Yeah, but also a dual Sentinel in that Cypher and Killjoy. Very, very fascinating team comp. But yeah, they might be sort of banking on that early defense advantage. They want to capitalize as many points as they can get on that defense.
Yeah, I was weirded out by the numbers and naalala ko nga si Amix yung nandyan para sa Team Defiant and
Ayun,
he is
okay.
gonna be on that Reyna and here we go. It's time for split. It's time for this best of one to happen. Winner moves on to go for the last round that they need to try and make it to the group stage. Loser goes home. And this is gonna be here for our matchup. Defiant on the defense. Samurice on the attack. At tingnan natin kung ano ang galaw dito ng Samurice para sa unang round na ito. Pistol time here, Vim.
And it seems like they're taking somewhat of a default blocking, trying to take mid control. Pero look how aggressive Suez is over here on A side.
Tinuloy lang niya talaga. Siya yung tipong, uy, window shopping muna dyan. Maybe we'll see someone here on the right, someone here on the left. And Yon Daime waiting for that boom bot. And Lupinus catches out Amix, who's hiding by male side. Lupinus now going to be able to get through. This is Samurice just exploding onto B side right now, taking every single angle that they can. And Defiant caught unaware with that attack.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive on how efficiently they were able to make that B take. You know, given the lineup of DFT, you don't really expect something like that to happen. It's just, they have a breach, they have a Killjoy and a Cypher like that, especially the Omen over there onto B tower as well. So they have a lot of like stall abilities, but talagang nakapower through yung Samurice at that instance.
Yeah, but Amix hiding by the male side, you already know that's a bit of a problem. They're playing that raise and hiding there. Not gonna pan out whatsoever unless he can get that kill to go for the dismiss. So really good push there for Samurice. And this should be it because Defiant is not even bothering to go for the retake. This is pistol round. They're saving their pistols. They're looking for exits instead.
Right.
And Samurice right now going to be getting off scot-free. And we'll get the tempo in this first half.
Especially pag-attack kayo sa split and you gain the upper hand early on, can really, really benefit you in the end.
Pero yung Owen pa rin, parang namatay si Voti doon and that's a little sad there. But hey, doesn't really matter. It is pistol time and Samurice now with the 1-0 lead. So kita natin ano yung plano dito ng Samurice. They can be explosive with the double duelist kung kaya nila ituloy from mid to B or mid to A. Pili lang ng isang train track, Vim. Tapos doon na talaga yun. There is no stops here in this paint train. So Defiant, it's up to them to use utility to stop this, right?
Such an aggressive buy from Samurice. Very, very risky, but I like their audacity and confidence here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's time to see if this is gonna work out. Kasi ito na naman yung ating nade dito sa may mail ngayon. Amix has to be very, very careful of that. Because last time he was already caught at, and that was the first domino that fell in favor of Samurice there. Boomboto, dito muna sa may vents. And interesting that this is going to be Team Defiant already trying to shoot it down. Stephen, though, will be able to catch out Lupius. Yung Diamond with the refrag on. An opportunity here for Defiant, though, to actually get the gun. Kasi huli nila ang dalawa dito sa gitna. Kailangan taloy bantayan ng Omen yung mga baril na yan.
Yeah, this is why it's super risky to go all in by on the second round for all 5 of your squad. Typically, at this point, only 2 of you would fully upgrade for the second round. Para in case ma-pick off kayo ng mga shorty na nakatago dyan sa second round. Diba? Hindi kayo masyadong malulugi. Now it's going to be up to John Kicks to make a play here.
Yeah, John Kicks going to go for the setup. Pero nasa high ground na dito ang Defiant. Nagbabantay. They have that breach still. Good stun, but unfortunately, it doesn't catch anyone out who is mid-transition because John can easily go for the wall there instead. Spike now being planted by Boti. Rotations in order here for Defiant. They have the numbers and they have some of the guns they stole from Samurice a while ago.
Naka-bulldog na to si Smokies could very well be a big problem for Samurice here.
Samurice right now trying to, at the very least, look to hold dito sa may back angle. Something they want to use kasi nag-wall naman sila kanina. Really trying to segregate this site. Boti though with the first kill onto Stephen. Here comes 2766 with the kill, but Boti with the lineup. Tatlo kagad with that Spectre. Percy born to frag nandun sa taas. Omen versus Omen ngayon. Kaya ba ng Bulldog matapatan yung SMG dito? And TP time trying to go for the fake. Naubusan ng oras dito ang Defiant mag-defuse. Kailangan yan madaliin to. At si born to frag makakapatay sa kanya. Pero may oras ba siya dito? Mukhang naubusan ang Defiant and they have to back off. Oh, the tripwire! The tripwire will get that final kill. Samurice will wipe out the opposition, get the round, and MVP tripwire as well as the Omen.
I mean, grabe yung ginawa ng ni Boti na naka multi-kill siya, single-handedly defending post-plant. It was a 3v4 situation. And one thing about the Spectre, one thing I find very fascinating, especially in like post pistol rounds like that, you can get a lot of like spray transfer kills, and you could basically just hold left click and just one mag multiple agents, and that's what we saw happen there.
Yeah, we see, look at 2 SMGs, the Stinger, 1 clip, 1 kill per pag Spectre. Kung marami nakita mo, pwede kang mag-spray transfer, pwede kang maka-multi-kill, and that is sometimes why you go for that upgrade in the first place. Pero ito na talaga. Samurice 2-0. Mukhang they have to deal with the guns though on the side of Defiant because they will be having their third round turnaround potentially in this setup. But it's still Samurice doing the same thing. Slower play. Naghahanap na paraan makapitas dito sa mid, dito sa may A tower, and 2766 has to be careful kasi andyan na si Suez nag-iintay sa may ramps.
I like how Samurice is playing now. Daks. Parang they're playing very, very objectively. They're securing the orbs very quickly at the beginning of the round. And I think TFT has to do something, become more diligent in trying to prevent that from happening with Amix though.
Yeah, Amix will be able to get rid of Lupianus there. At ito talaga kailangan ng ating Reyna para lang makahanap ng momentum. Pero si John Kicks, mahuhuli niya si Amix dyan. And there we have it, Defiant cleaning up house on both sides. Pero si Boti nandyan pa rin. Ayaw pa niya mamatay, ayaw pa niya magpatalo. Kanina nakaklatch na siya in a way, nag-buy time. This time though, he has to go for the spike plant. Mahuhuli ba siya ng Omen ngayon? Ito na si Born to Frag. Kita niya kalaban, hindi niya mapapatay. 2v1 muna dito, Vim.
This is still a very winnable condition for Boti. Tignan natin makakapag-clutch siya ulit. Isang piso na lang HP na to, 2766. I think it's all going to be up for them to play close together, but he does get the kill.
I like the plan there for Boti. Plant for CT side, plant for the connector, but unfortunately, it's still gonna be Defiant having the gun advantage, having the numbers advantage, and doon na talaga yun, they are gonna be able to get that third round. At kailangan talaga ito ng Defiant. Sila ang nasa depensa ngayon. So sila ang expected manalas ng mga rounds na ganito.
Absolutely agree. Looks like Bodhi and crew will be forced to go on the eco here. Of course, gun advantage for the side of DFT.
DFT. Having the rifles, pero may isang sa kanila naka-specter ngayon, si Stephen. Mukhang ubos ang pera niya dyan. Pero Samurice in the meantime playing the eco para lang maka-build up ng economy again to have the guns they need for the next few rounds. But here we go right now. Will we see Defiant actually play the aggro? Kasi Amix nandito naman sa mail. And I gotta say, this is just so risky for Amix. Kung hindi niya mapatay si Luprinas kagad, gipit talaga siya dyan sa setup niya.
Yeah, especially, lalo na pag ganitong eco round na expect them to bunch up together. Baka ma-double, triple pick ka lang.
Okay, so yun dahil may ma-flash muna dyan sa dalian ng breach. At biglaan lang nahulog SEAL Team 6 dropping on in. And we see that from the perspective of the Cypher holding on. But IMX able to get that kill. Stephen is there as well. At mukhang ito na talaga ang Team Defiant. Nagbabantay para mamatay. John Kick still catching out AMX again. But besides that, it's 27-66 with the wrap-up. And this is gonna be good for Defiant. But there's one caveat of that. Amix isn't having the pop-off game that he needs. And alam naman natin, pag Reyna ka, kailangan mo talaga mag-pop-off para maging effective.
I mean, at that point in time, it's just his teammates were playing very, very efficiently as well. But yes, I do agree with your point there that the Reyna has to pop off. Otherwise, it's just not making use of her abilities at all. But we'll see later on in the attack phase if he can pop off. And that's arguably the most important time for him to pop off. Opening those sites later on.
Indeed. I know sometimes I feel like it's a little unfair to have such a high standard for Reyna players. Pero wala, yun yung kit eh. Ano ba ang pinaka-caveat ng kit? You get the heal. You have an invisibility or an invulnerability. Pero yun nga, you have to kill. So kung hindi mo magagawa yun, paano mo gagamitin kit mo, right? Because that's really just how it works. But board the frag right now, gonna show us how it's done. Squells will be going on down. Amix in the meantime playing the vents this time. But with the raise on the other side, has to be careful. But there you go, Amix in the catch out, John Kicks. But there is Boti with the refrag on. At ang pansin ko sa Samurice, ang galing na mag-refrag, especially denying orb usage there from Amix.
Boti is a name that, quite frankly, I'm not really familiar with.
But there we go right now. I'm familiar of that drop. Those Smokies and Yonzame gonna get one apiece. And Boti, I believe, is Versace in the initial roster there. But there you go. Boti right now catching up for the frag. 27-66 right now. Looking to play this push. At kaya pa naman si Yonzame. Default plant para sa ating Omen. 27-66 with the clutch again. Alam mo, usually you see the Killjoy on B side. And they want to set up in a way there. But hey, it's still whole ground here for 27-66. Moves from A, goes to B. Either way, it works out for him.
Itong DFT, kahit nung isang araw pa, kitang-kita natin, they're not afraid to sort of experiment with team comps. Previously, they did like a double smoke, like a Brimstone and Omen. Now they're doing double Sentinel. I mean, meta compositions exist for a reason, and they're not afraid to go against that, apparently. And if it works out for them, then cool.
Honestly, I like this roster for Defiant. I think it really suits the map. The Cypher and the Killjoy together with the Breach. It's a very effective role. It's a very effective roster. Now, the only thing is their duelist is so all in. So Amix really has to put in the work. Pero mukhang nagawa niya ngayon into this setup. And it really feels like na nakikita rin ko sa Team Defiant. Yung mga rosters nila, it depends on the map because they have a certain idea around it. Alala mo ng bind, diba? Double control, so they can smoke everywhere.
Right.
And okay lang, matatakpan nila yan. Dito sa split naman, Reyna, para malapitan niya bakbakan with Leers. It'll be very interesting to see if they would be playing something like the Jet later on, if they do choose to for another matchup like this. For Smokies and Stephen, do get to, mukhang Samurice will be able to get one pick off, pero hirap pa rin sila dito, Vim.
And so far, really good defense coming in. Born to frag on that operator, locking down Age site as well. And yeah, come to think of it, yung Breach will be able to funnel a very sort of tunnel vision agent like Reyna, right?
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense. DFC once again securing the kill to end the round. Yeah, very impressive performance from 27-66 here.
Ano kaya yung number na yan? Is that the year
2766?
Yeah, 2766.
Could be the last few digits of his phone number.
Pwede. I was thinking that's the year that the world ends.
Maybe.
So,
or we still got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. I'll probably be dead by then. Or maybe, no, you're probably gonna be like a half cyborg man.
Like,
I am Vyminal, beep boop.
That would be the dream, like a brain in a jar.
Pwede naman. I'd say a brain in my pants, but hey, we'll work with that. Alam mo, isipin mo, there's a lot of space there, Vim. Just put it there.
Okay.
Okay. And no one would ever expect it. But right now, who's gonna expect an operator behind this Cypher cage? It might actually be the Cypher as well. That's why he does kinda block it off and the boom bot to confirm it. But Samurice already losing one. Huli kagad ng ating Omen. At ito talaga, DFT is just defending really well so far. Nahihirapan ng Samurice mag-push kasi nasasagot na ngayon ng Defiant ang lahat ng ginagawa ng Samurice.
Amix is doing a really good job now at mid after finding a bit of his rhythm. Looks like he's way more comfortable. Does get that res though.
Yeah, John kicks. We'll do it.
Scary position for Amix right now.
Diba? Parang palagi siyang alanganin at yun na tala yun. Grenade, and then we have the flash pa. That has to hurt though because that was the flash of his own teammate.
Right.
And he was trying to cover it, but it seems like there is just a little bit of a miscommunication there. And I gotta say, Amix has to work a little more careful so he can actually do what he wants to do. Pero ito na si Smokey's mapapatay niya si Yon Diamond. Defiant trying to get the lineup to Seapen. He will go for a last stand. He catches out Lupinus, but Lupinus will answer him back. Ito na si John Kicks next on the list. The lineup is there. Smokies will catch out the stage. For si Boti nandiyan pa rin. 2v1 na naman yung Omen. Katapat na naman yung Omen at yung Killjoy.
Let's take a look at this. If Bodhi can make it happen once again, but the operator is going to be on that angle though.
Fourth to frag at oh no! Naglabas bigla siya ng from the shadows. Tinatry niya mag-fake, tinatry niya mag-TP doon sa kabila. But unfortunately, andun pa rin si 2066. Right place, right time na naman para sa Killjoy natin.
Exactly. It's just perhaps a bit too hasty of a decision there for the Omen. Pero, I mean, okay na yung ginawa ni Amix sa simula ng round eh. Maganda na yung ginagawa niya dun. Pero, again, he has to be more careful. And, yeah, especially when having a breach as a teammate. You really have to coordinate your flashes because it can be a huge detriment to your teammates as well. You get flashed for 10 years. You know, you're dead, basically.
There's one word I want to call it right now. Pahamak. Sobrang pahamak na mga pwesto ngayon ni Amix. And I get the reason, but you can see the result. And Samurice is always putting 2 to 3 people in mid. And you're trying to play a hero effort right there. And it's just not working. Kasi Defiant right now is playing amazing post-plant or at least amazing retake of sites. And that's what's really giving them these rounds. Amix has been hit or miss. Pero ngayon, nahihirapan sila kasi kailangan mag-rotate na mas maaga. At kung hindi sila makapitas mid-transition, dun na ang Samurice makakapunish as Yon Diamond plays the long-range game, catches out Stephen, at si John Kicks actually aakyat muna ng pader at maghahanap ng angulo dito sa may garage entrance.
And this is the opening that they were looking for. Piso na lang yung buhay ni 2766. He's going to be rotating all the way from A. Perhaps trying to get a straggler or an exit frag here.
Yeah, 10 HP na lang. Wala na siya magagawa.
He's going to save.
Yeah, this has to be a save. And there you go. Finally, Samurice is able to punish what Amix does and move on with a perfect roster still intact. Now,
I mean, he did that like more than a couple times already.
Yeah,
so.
like, going for double box, and you're playing against a Raze. I'd love to see Amix do that just to bait out utility, back out, and then play in heaven. Tapos mag-clear lang siya. Kesa yung sobrang risky ng ginagawa niya ngayon. And we say this because kailangan niya talaga makapatay para lang magawa yung mga ginagawa niya. If he gets that first kill, sige, his positioning can work kasi may dismiss, diba? Pero ngayon, it's just not happening. And right now, it's a very obvious weakness Samurice is exploiting because Defiant has been playing on all cylinders besides that.
Right. I mean, you know, they've been playing so well, but I really don't believe there's a rush to take an early pick on defense, like right off the bat. Like Amix peeks up straight up, you know, as the round begins, and then usually gets picked off, right? So it usually works to their disadvantage. Yeah, I'd like to see him play a bit more defensively and join the retake squad. You know, they've been doing it so well.
The retake squad is just there and then. Pero ito na naman si Amix, garage this time, and bigla siya na slow, back on out. He sees the double peak this time though, at least he disengages. So, sagot talaga ng Samurice ang mga bakbakan na ito. And this is what they've been doing really well. Now, it hasn't been the best results kasi they're down by 2, but palagi sila nagbabantay for the refrag, and that has been their biggest strength in this roster so far.
And again, you know, a typical score discrepancy is seen right here. Samurais, though down by 2 points, they're not doing too bad at all.
Not bad. May 3 points na sila dito sa split attack nila and they're gonna be looking for a little bit more. Pero si Stephen ngayon, nag-hold dito sa tower. Here comes John Kicks again with the wall. Pero mukhang abot ba doon sa may dulo? Ayan, si Smokey's naghihintay sa likod at may problema din wall na yun kasi merong butas doon sa dulo nga talaga. Stephen right now taking control of the tower at kaya talaga naglalagay tayo dito ng breach. Breach and clear, not gonna happen. Amix now with the backstab and that's what we want to see from the Reyna. Well played there by Defiant.
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful execution defense there. Check that out. Instant replay powered by XSplit.
Ooh, we've got it. And there you go. Just shots there from Stephen. He gets 2. He gets 3. And what a cleanup there from the breach. Backs up also to wrap it up. And there you go. So that's why you really put that breach in the first place. Very, very effective at holding with crowd control.
Yeah, it's just really scary to have a breach like on the opposite team. You know, it's one of those agents na ang sarap kakampi pero pag kalaban mo talaga nakakainis eh.
Ay nako, 10,000 years of bulag talaga. Yun yung magiging problema, man. But here we go again. Lupianus as of the moment looking to go for the push dito sa may gitna talaga. Amix in the meantime still by the mail. And he is just asking for trouble. But as soon as he hears the boom bot, he backs on the way. Hindi nakapeak ang Samurice in time. And Defiant right now in a good spot after all of that.
Yep, here he's playing a bit more on the defense and playing a bit more passively, which is what we want to see. He has to stay alive, you know, till the end of the round and go for that retake, because having a Reyna on that retake, you know, makes things a hell of a lot easier. Looks like the spike is going to be rotating to A. We haven't seen them execute A, I believe, since perhaps one of the first couple rounds. So.
Parang have they actually? They've been clearing it out with Swez, but besides that, it has just been the B show. Kasi palagi naka-set up si John no wall niya. So they're very confident to play the B back, to play in a way na comfortable sila. But right now, Defiant is still up by 3 and actually over-rotating, I believe, to anticipate A.
Left.
Kulang sila ng members, so they have to be very careful. And there you go, Samurice back on B, back to where they belong, basically. Oh, did you see that? Si Stephen parang turtle, gumano lang bigla. It's like, wait, nandyan ka, spotted, enemy spotted, we're good to go. And you know what else is gonna get spotted? Rolling Thunder and Lockdown available here for Defiant.
Defiant looking to be in a very, very good spot right now. John Kicks, though, takes down Stephen, although Stephen was pretty much on fire this past few rounds here.
Yeah, it's a really good pickoff. Denies the ultimate there, pero mukhang lockdown tayo dito para sa 2766, forcing Team Samurice to maybe play by the garage instead kasi Swez will back on away and makes it in time. So Defiant right now using that space. It's all up to Amix. This is his time to shine, but it's not gonna happen kasi ayan si Swez. Nililisin niya yung Reyna dyan and 6-4. Samurice doing it again with a B plant.
Perhaps what they could have done instead of a 2766 peaking too early right there before the lockdown reached its critical point. Perhaps they could have waited a few more seconds before trying to go for that retake.
Yeah, it just didn't happen. And sometimes you want to jump the gun with the lockdown, right? You want to anticipate them backing on the way. Baka mahuli mo pa sila. But at the same time, we have madmen like Swez just holding the angle.
Right.
He says, I can make it. Don't worry about me, guys. And he is just going to be able to get that punishment with the kill. So here we go again. Defiant dito muna sa gitna with that breach. Nag-aantay sila sa may B tower. So they're giving up mid for free basically. But as I say that, mukhang dyan na naman si Amix dun sa may mail. At tingnan natin kung yung hold close niya gagana this time. Kasi ito yung smoke cuts off the help there from the breach, forcing Defiant to actually play closer than they would like.
I mean, as long as he can stay alive like that, if he's very, very vigilant on when he should back off and instead of like engaging, then it's completely fine. Because it's really important to have info over at the mid lane to know whether or not they're pushing through vents or pushing to heaven. Like there are so many times in like a pub match that you just get surprised that, you know, okay, there's 5 people up in Heaven B already, and it's too late.
You have a really good point there, Vim. That's exactly like I mentioned. The mid control is something that opens up both A and B side. And in a case like this, Amix is doing his darnest to really keep the info to a minimum. Pero ito na talaga, Samurice finally going over to A, 2766, given the test that he needs. Pero si Lupin is ang makakapatay sa kanya. Amix though, in the meantime, rotating from the back of side. And he is right now trying to find the Sage. And John Kicks will be able to find him instead. 2 kills on the board. Samurice right now looking to even things up. Si Stephen though, malapitan kay Yondaime, who's just so holding close here by the entrance of tower.
A very, very cheeky spot of course, a res online for John Kicks. Hindi natin kung gagamitan to ng Rolling Thunder, but
We were anticipating the last round, right? Pero nahuli kagad siya nung Sage. In the meantime, Yondaime by the Raptor still looking to peek on around, looking to see what's going on here at sobrang highest backstab though. If ever, John Kicks though does turn around. It does not even work in this game. Here comes Smokies though with the wall bang on. Smokies nakakatatlo na. Cypher on the board, but unfortunately, Boti is still there. And DFT, their lead cut down to 1 because Samurice going for the comeback here.
here we go. Last round. Samurice finding the rhythm. 6-5, and Samurice, this is a really good spot to be in, especially on attack. And if you bring it to a high scoreline, it's not bad at all.
Now, I want to ask you, Vim.
Yeah.
Remember what I said? Does it still work? I know it doesn't work in this game, right? If you turn around,
It actually does. Like, if you turn around just a bit,
It's a bit,
lessens
right?
it lessens
the
the
time.
duration and sort of the severity of the white screen.
Yeah, but hindi,
But
yung face,
of course, you get
still
flash
get
still.
flash pa rin.
Yeah.
It's not as bad, pero
Yeah,
it is still gonna be a case. At kita talaga natin doon, mas mabilis yung the new icon. I don't even know what to call it anymore. They changed it again. So it's kind of hard to really tell. Pero si
Kadiliman.
Born to Frag. Oh, tama, kadiliman. Pero yun si Born to Frag, huli siya ni Swizz. Amix in the meantime by the middle. And since no one's speaking, this is where Amix can really shine. Kasi ito, napalapit siya ng palapit. Bulldog in hand. Pero oh my god, that was so very close. Muntik naman siya mapunish ni Boti doon. And eventually, Boti will get that kill. DFT now down by 2.
And now is the time to use that Rolling Thunder when they go for that commitment, because it is the last round of the first half here.
Showstopper time, trying to hop on around. Alarm bot though will get the trigger. At mukhang sa 2766, happy siya. Dito siya sa taas. Kaya hindi siya mababaril ni Luprinos anytime soon. So, good kill there for the Killjoy. Spike though being planted. May Rolling Thunder pa daw ang Team Defiant. At tingnan natin kung magamit nila dito sa round na ito. Kasi ito yung last round before the half.
Will not anticipate that angle fast enough though. Smokey takes down Loopy in response.
Yeah, thrown for a loop right there. 2v3 as of the moment. Red's still available for John Kicks, but unfortunately he's by the hell angle here and he cannot go for a body. But right now the body's hit the floor because Yondaime keeps an eye out from the site. And that is going to be that. Samurice ties it up. And I gotta say, this is really good here for Team Samurice going into this half.
They got off to a rough start, but they were able to find their footing here. Sayang di nagamit ni Stephen ang kanyang Rolling Thunder.
So many
yeah,
opportunities, diba? Parang nahuhuli lang siya looking for at least the angle, looking for the setup. And a really good play there from Samurice to be as proactive as can be to shut down the breach in the first place. Walang earthquake dito kasi everything has been earthquake proof in the first place. Mukhang maayos talaga ang setup ng split. Better than many other countries na kung magka-earthquake, okay, pasok lang shelter, we're good to go. Pero mukhang ang sagot talaga sa earthquake, Mr. Vim, is a bullet to the brain. And we've seen that from Samurice so far.
I mean, as you said, they've been very proactive. And of course, you know, a bit of social distancing is in order when you have a breach with the Rolling Thunder online. But here, now we have DFT on attack. And with this double Sentinel play, I mean, it's going to be really hard to flank them, right? But
You'll find out like the turrets and the tripwires. Mahirap talaga gumalaw dun sa may likod. But this is gonna be the Amix show, I believe. Stephen with the setup and the Amix goes in. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Reyna pop off this time and climb the leaderboard there. In the meantime, dito para sa Team Samurice, hintay muna sa may site, hintay muna sa likod ng plant box, at hintay lang talaga ng panahan at panoon kung may makikita sila. But they're peeking with the turret. They're going for the push. They're getting the flash on. And I like how Samurice is playing this out because they're playing us so very patient, waiting for the flashes. Lupinos catches at 2766 at mukhang si Yondaime ang makaka-backstab kay Smokies rin.
oh my gosh, Yondaime making it happen.
And hey, we've been talking about him to be the lamps god. Maybe he will be the plant god this time. Tingnan natin kung ibang klase talaga ang kanyang setup ngayon. Kasi si Born to Frag na lang ang naiiwan dito para sa Team Defiant. Siya ang umikot at siya ngayon ang nasa may tower side. Pero intay-intay lang tayo dito kasi behind the screens, Wes is waiting. But a beautiful tap there from Born to Frag. Gets the lineup at the right time.
Looks like they will be setting up for a sort of crossfire here. It's going to be a very tough situation. All he can do is pretty much go through elbow.
The Omen should know about this. At mukhang si John Kicks ang unang makakita sa kanya. Pero hindi siya tinulungan ni Boti. Si Boti nag-iitay pa rin. At si Born to Frag ang makaka-clutch. Feels like a miscommunication there para sa Team Samurice. Sana nagtulungan na lang yung dalawa doon.
I mean, I guess he was sort of banking on the element of surprise right there. But Born to Frag, just true to his namesake, was just fragging out right there and anticipated that Omen being sneaky in that corner. But yeah, at that point in time, just a double peek would have been a more favorable situation.
And we already saw Born to Frag prove himself in screens. He just like got the shot immediately, and I wasn't surprised when he got the kill on the Omen as well. So Team Defiant able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat there. Good stuff from the Omen, at mukhang sila ang magkakagun advantage para sa round na ito. Very, very helpful, especially in the setup, kasi alam mo na dito sa split na mahihirapan sila later on pag nakasetup na si John Kicks na kanyang wall.
Right. But it really is a huge difference having a Sage at mid, right? And then just having to wait 3 more seconds before that wall fortifies.
Oh my god, that flash is gonna be 3 million years and it will be never-ending suffering there para kay John Kicks. Si 2766 magpo-push, pero Lupianos huli si Born to Frag, gets a little bit of revenge for the last round. Swez in the meantime still in the corner. Ito talaga strength ng Samurice, magaling sila tumago sa mga sulok, pero ngayon huling-huli sila ng Defiant. Gotta say that kita natin yung experience ng Defiant Gaming dito sa ibang klaseng mga shooter, pero hindi naman si Boty playing it clutch. 3v2 ngayon.
I really think that having a breach on your team makes it so efficient to push through mid to B, like mid to B tower. Because there's so many angles that you can use that flash on.
And right now, it is gonna be Stephen deciding to rappel on up. Reverse bungee there. Gets rid of Untitled. Good at na lang kagad yung jet dun. And Defiant will be able to take it again. For as you said, diba, it's just all about taking that mid to be controlled. And once you get the plant down, you suddenly get a little bit more of control. May pwede ka mag-CT angle, pwede ka magaling sa staircase, pwede ka manggulat na lang kagad, parang ginawa ng Cypher kanina. And that is just Defiant using the map to the best degree. Pero ito na ang chance ng Samurice mag-even up ng odds nila. Kasi ang ganda ng mga position nila so far for the past 2 rounds, pero they just didn't have the firepower for it.
Right. Samurice has been playing a lot of very cheeky angles, some of them off angles here. Look at this, John Kicks just being very, very forward.
John Kicks deciding, hey, might as well play the aggro here. But Lupinos will be thrown for a loop. Gonna get stunned up, but still gets the headshot onto Amix. Here comes John Kicks also on the board. Pero si Stephen nandyan para i-trade back ang Ray sa kabila. At mukhang ito na ang Defiant mahihirapan kasi ito na ang Samurice. Pinakita na sa atin kung paano nila gagawin tong plan nila dito.
I mean, time and time again, I think that was the second instance there during their push that Defiant failed to check those angles, those very common pre-fire angles that you really have to check.
And Lupin is just getting a kill for free kahit na dazed na siya, nabaril pa rin niya. And it doesn't mean if you're stunned that you can't shoot. It just goes a lot slower kasi nahilo ka na. Siyempre, sakit ulo mo, you'll have a little bit of hangover right there. And you're just trying to keep your gun straight. And you eventually click it. And right now, Smokies will get the click as well. But Swells and Smokies get one apiece there. Mukhang yung Cyphers talaga ang nagbabakbakan dito. Si Smokies na lang ang buhay para sa DFT. 8 HP and a dream. Kaya ba niya makahuli pa ng iba? Si Yon Diamond nandito sa taas. Kita niya yung white hat. Tips it over. And that is gonna be that. Defiant now leading only by 1. Samurice getting that 3rd round turnaround.
Yep. Clean flick from Yon Diamond over there. Now, this is probably the point in time where, you know, they really have to pick up. But perhaps Stephen this time around will have that opportunity to use his Rolling Thunder, especially on execution. I mean, a Rolling Thunder, regardless, it's just such a huge game changer, and we'd hate to see it go to waste.
You know what's heartbreaking is you see an ultimate never get used. It doesn't matter what game it is. Just seeing the icon flashing is like, please use me.
It's called an ultimate for a reason.
Exactly. Please use me. And it just never gets used. It's a sad sight to behold. But here we go again. Samurice right now trying to defend both sides, of course. For si Boty, huli niya kagad si Smokies dyan. Ganyan transition ng DFT though. And 2766 actually gonna get the headshot. Kanina pa kaya ang ating Killjoy nakakapatay. Pero si Lupinus ngayon nang magugulat gamit ng boombot. At gulat lang si Stephen, patay rin siya. Here comes DFT right now, just trying to explode on side, trying to get in the back. At si Amix ang makapatay si Swez. For si Yon Diamond nandyan pa rin. Spike being planted though by Defiant.
Kitang-kita dun yung off-angle play ni Boty. Napakagandang opening kill. But you know, the problem when doing that sometimes is, you know, you get trade frag right off the bat. But you know, -1 again. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was gun advantage though, so Samurice willing to take that risk. Pero ito na si 2766, huli pa rin si John, but Lupinus getting not only damage onto the Killjoy, but breaking that lockdown. At ayan na, DFT, Samurice, all tied up again.
Very, very impressive performance from Samurice. Really tight, solid defense. I'd like to see DFT sort of exploit that mid to B tower take that we were talking about earlier. I really think it makes a lot of sense given their composition. And when they get to that phase of the round that they do post-plant defense, then that's when their lineup can really truly shine because they have like all those utilities from Killjoy and of course from Cypher. So napakalakas ng post-plant nila. So they have to do everything they can, especially the breach, to get to that part of the round.
Yung pinaka-commendable talaga rin na nakikita natin dito sa Samurice though is how they're positioning. They put themselves in spots na feel nila hindi sila matatamaan ng fault line. How far back they can play sometimes. Like kita mo sa
Playing around the breach?
You know, look at that. On A side, the Omen going all the way to the back of side. Making sure na kung magka-fault kay man lang siya, at least may paraan siya makatago, may paraan siya maka-back off in the first place. But as you said before, mid to B has to be the best bet here for DFT. And would be surprised to see them do it again. Versus West mo, one way muna dyan, bawal ang daan dito, saying Samurice will be holding this angle for the time being.
I still like really love seeing a one-way Cypher Cage over there onto B. Kasi pag may one-way ka dun, you basically lock down B site on that B main entrance. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Unless you just bait it out like that and then rotate back. Yeah. But, sometimes if the Cypher can get a good read, hindi siya mabibait ng ganun kasimple. And look at this, there's only 40 seconds left on the clock. He still has another one-way there, so they're not going to be passing through B main, I think.
Kaya nila ipilit to, gamit lang ng Rolling Thunder per si Diamond. Nandito sa may mill, mukhang magde-deliver siya ng at least a little bit of a bullet or two if ever. Left. Pero kailangan na Defiant gumalaw. They have to go right here, right now, and they have to do something about this push. So it seems like we will be seeing the breach look for setup. Flashpoint is there, and Diamond is easily taken down. Rolling Thunder time though to go for the site itself, and Swez trying to hide by the Cypher Cage at 27-66. Gonna get another kill, pero malapitan na naman na si Smokey's tumatalon lang, mapapatay pa rin niya. Lupinus in the meantime coming in from CT, pero mahihirapan dito ang Samurice at mukhang nakommit na finally ng Defiant ang kanilang mga ultimates to the best degree, and both T as well as Loop looking to try and play something else here now.
That's just a really good performance from Stephen right there, using the flashes at the exact right time right there, and of course the Rolling Thunder popping off, securing the site for his team. And it just goes to show that how good of a breach, how good the breach is when you're able to funnel your entry frag, such as Reyna. If you set that up and allow the Reyna to pop off, then it works really, really well. Looks like Samurice will be forced to go on a save here.
Yeah, Defiant able to just sweep under the rug and basically yoink that B site off Samurice's feet. Really well played there by Team Defiant. They finally use the Rolling Thunder. At yun sinasabi natin kanina sa half na yun eh. Kung magamit lang yung Rolling Thunder isang beses, alam mo na yun yung breach difference.
Yeah. It's gonna be a sure post-plant situation after that. So, DFT now on the lead with a point on the board.
Tanong ko sa'yo, Vim. Gaano ka sure? Sure na sure?
Sure na sure.
Sure na sure na sure. Sure na sure nga. Especially nung tipong...
Kasi parang detain rin yun eh.
Malala nga eh, honestly. Especially on very, very close sites. Pero yung pinakamalala kanina, yung tipong tumalo na lang si Smokies at pinikabo niya si Swez.
I mean, sometimes it just works.
It just works and you just get that takedown. Makes it even easier for Defiant to take B side. Pero syempre, paghihirapan na naman nila ito sa round na ito kasi Samurice is all set up and should be ready for this next fight. Stephen though, going for the blind. Mukhang walang mangyayari dyan. Swez in the meantime still with the setup, and he is going to be spamming down that ult orb. It's just not going to happen though. Good smoke so far though from the side of DFT here.
Looks like they might be trying to bait off that Cypher Cage, that one way. They're still trying to see if they still have that one way set up, and he does get the bait off that. So successful mission here from Born to Frag.
I like what Defiant's doing.
Yeah, Defiant's playing it real slow, playing it real smart.
Utilities being used, and pinipilit talaga nila as much as possible na maubusan yung Samurai sa mga tricky tools na nakakatulong sa kanila talaga. Because Lupin is already using the paint shells. He still has the boombot and the blast packs though, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the zone out here by A main in just a bit. But looks like DFT pushing here and now with 4. Smoke is there though, actually blocking off the vision of Loop. But since he has the idea, he's gonna go for the boombot anyway.
Yeah, boombot pretty much is like a seeker mine. And works really well in identifying, whether or not people are hiding in smoke, and it's exactly that.
Oh my god, the Lupius from the high ground. Tatlo kagad mapapatay niya. Kita niya na tinatapon yung kabila, yung mga utility nila. And it doesn't matter because he had diagonal angle. He got those takedowns. And Samurice with one single angle hold should be able to hold this round. No spike gonna get planted anytime soon. John King's pushing through the smoke. Gets the Vandal back. Has to run on away though. And that is that. We are all tied up again.
Wow, what an impressive hold. Coming in from Loop. Let's take a look at this instant replay powered by XSplit. Napakaganda ng parang off-angle niya dito. Ito mo. Hindi siya kita over there sa A-Vade.
They don't know.
Pero nagpakita na siya ng presence using that boombot. Pero again, it was too late. Akala nila siguro bumalik na siya ng heaven, pero he was there on the right side.
Yeah, surprising indeed. And it really helped out also because he saw the turret being placed as well as the Cypher Cage being thrown at him at the same time. So, yun yung small window niya makapatay without any repercussions. At mukhang yun talaga yung nangyari doon. So, 9-9 right now. Really close game though between Defiant and Samurice. You can really say though for Defiant, they have been improving. They have been impressing. And I gotta say, this has been one of their best runs ever in a tournament here in the KDR Tournament Series. Samurice in the meantime, napakita sa atin na bat sila pa rin proven to be one of the better teams in the scene. Pero ngayon, ito na ang blind galing sa Paranoia. Mukhang walang mapapatay doon ang Team Samurice kasi back off muna sila sa site. Punta sila ng screens. At si Yondime nag-iintay. Huli niya si Stephen. Bashing on away though to get away from Smokey's there. But Amix already with the kill. Pops the Empress and surprise, surprise! It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Ito yung mahirap pag napitas agad yung Omen sa simula pala ng round.
Oh my god, action though on all sides. Mukhang si Sweat nabigyan ng oportunidad mag-neural theft. At ito na, backstab might be in order but it's gonna be the killjoy the Omen again on the defense here, Mr. Vim. Kanina pa sila yung clutchers and Swez taking down the turret and backing off into the smoke again.
Si 2766 no, parating piso yung buhay.
Yeah, he survived. He survived.
But he survives, and he sometimes clutches around with even a sliver of HP, so let's see if he can do that again.
One tap lang naman kailangan mo dyan. Born to frag right now. We'll see if 0-2 can actually get this one going. Swez in the meantime, hugging the wall. And I gotta say though, he might have had an opportunity to get half a while ago with the defuse, but hey, it seems like it's just so difficult right now because the Defiant with the high ground, with the position by the screens, by the CT spawn. So back off na lang si Swez, keep that gun. At kita talaga respeto ng parehong side yung mga ginagawa ng kalaban nila kasi there are so many times na napipilitan ang Defiant at ang Samurice mag-save dahil sa mga attacks or defense ng kabila.
I mean, at that point in time, he really cannot do anything about that situation. It's a very frustrating situation to be in when, you know, it's planted open, you know, like that, and you know, you don't know where your opponents are, and there are two of them, and there's only one of you. You might as well just go for the save, unless you get that that pick, making it into a 1v1, then you could try going for it, but otherwise, you just go for the save. Yondaime will be forced to go on a stinger right there. Well, he does have a Blade Storm. And, you know, the rest of his team has ultimates as well, except for the neural theft that was used in the previous round.
Yeah, they should have at least that Blade Storm if Yondime chooses to do so. Pero I gotta commend though what both he has been doing so far for Team Samurice. Top frag, kanina pa yung mga omens natin on both sides being very, very effective. Port frag run also so strong. At malapitan lang talaga kailangan niya. Swez will go down, trying to peek, doesn't see anything. John Kicks in the meantime though, catching out Zarena. And mukhang ito na, mag-back off siya dito sa ilalim ng staircase. Mahuli ba niya daw yung Omen? Hindi, not gonna happen. But Bodhi with the refrag there. And interesting that DFT is actually pushing all the way here. Gives Yondaime a gun. And I gotta say, this is just such a risky affair that blows up in their face. Speaking of the blow up right now, Stephen hiding by B back. Nasaktan na siya kagad ng pain shells. At huli siya ng Lupinas there. What do you think about that attack?
That was a bit like too overzealous, a bit too over-aggressive. They overextended over there onto like alley. They didn't have to all push out to alley. They could have did a post plant position over there onto B side. Right? Ang ganda na ng opening ng Born to Frag eh, sayang.
Okay na sana yun eh. At kahit si Born to Frag yun nasa likod, okay na kagad yun eh. And sometimes we see that from some of our teams, some of our players. I know I've done that before in a few games here and there as well na feel mo sobrang confident ka, itutuloy mo lang, itutuloy.
Ang sarap talaga i-push ng alley na ganun eh.
Just go all the way, abot ka ng spawn, diba?
Yeah.
Just cut off the rotation. Pero it just doesn't happen that way sometimes. And Defiant will be punished accordingly. Mukhang hirap nga sila in a way kasi this is gonna be basically a force buy situation for them at Smokies. I think you forgot by Armor Vim.
That could be a huge problem. But you know, Defiant has been successful in playing it smart, playing it slow, trying to bait out utilities as much as they can. I'd like to see them do more of that.
Oh, beautiful paranoia and just a big surprise there for Lupinus. Mukhang tinatry na gawin yung angle kanina and DFT scouting it accordingly, getting the takedown there for free. Good
Really
setup
good
there from Board to Frag.
Yeah, really good read coming in from DFT. And look, we're seeing them rotate, and this is a very, very good call, right? You play out the man advantage, and you take your time. You still got a minute on clock. Just play out the time. There's no rush to finish the round as fast as you can.
I mean, like you said kanina, it was just really about the slow play happening, but Stephen gonna be actually catching out John kicks there. Yon Diamond in the meantime looking to rotate, and from the rotate happens again. Faking it out to go to B. They're having the spike on A, and it's gonna be such a clear sight for them. Rolling Thunder even committed to just go for the biggest bait.
Okay.
This is just the greatest size of them all.
This is a really good... Maybe the Rolling Thunder was a bit too early. I don't know. But in hindsight, actually, it might have been just the perfect timing. But yeah, Stephen taking out Yan Dimer right there. Big brain plays.
They have Boti as well as Swez are like, guys, where's the spike? Kala ko dito sila sa B. And what? What is this bamboozle? I have been lied to. The false
Bamboozle.
information. And DFT should be able to take this round. They're already set up in such a way na lahat ng angle na pwede i-take ng Samurice, huli kagad sila.
Yeah.
With 5 versus 2, Swez as well as Boti gonna be holding on. I do want to see Boti though. If he's super ballsy enough, TP siya na sa A side, tapos defuse lang behind. Kung kaya niya magawa yun, ewan yun na lang talaga.
I mean, we've seen it happen before, even in like grand final levels,
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy, you know, just having that global TP. But besides that, Defiant committing an ultimate to just go for the heist. Not bad whatsoever. Maybe they could have gone for something like the fault line instead or whatever. But hey, Rolling Thunder does work out to force the rotate. Again, Defiant up by 1 away from match point.
Very big brain play, but you know we'll find out later on if that Rolling Thunder could have been put to better use in a very, very tight match like this. You really. You know, the score is 11-10. You might not have another chance to use another Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, and right now it seems like our game is gonna get paused because Defiant coming closer and closer to that match point. Samurice in the meantime looking to survive. They've had such a good run here in the lower bracket, pero this is really such a good test for both of these teams because they have shown that they're so evenly matched, that they have shown that they are so akin to one another. They have similar play styles, and it's fun to see this kind of aim battle happening on Split.
Similar backgrounds, similar play style. I'm not. I won't be surprised if they've faced off against each other before, and if they have mutual friends or perhaps know each other from the scene way back. So this is a sort of outcome that we've come to expect coming into this matchup, and I'm really happy that we're seeing such an awesome fight.
Yeah. And Defiant, utility usage has been really, really good. Last time nung nakita natin sila, utility usage was good in a different way. Now it's more standard, and yun talaga yung nagiging difference maker. And you said right that they have these backgrounds that are similar. Ang alam ko talaga Amix and Swez know each other from the two teams, so it really goes to show na they do have that know-how of how each other plays. And we've seen the punishments happen accordingly. We've seen some surprises though, and right now Defiant is just 1 away from getting to match point for Samurice. Ayaw nila magpatalo at mukhang mag-aggro play sila dito. Triple stack onto the garage. Stephen though will have to deal with this at si Lupinus ang makapatay si Swez nandyan rin at gulang ng Defiant kasi huli kagad ang Omen rin nila.
Ganda na ginawa nila doon, no? Isa lang yung nagparinig. Tapos pagka-pick ni Stephen, boom, 3 kayo dyan.
Sayang daw kung naka-flash lang siya, alam na natin kung ano magiging result. 10,000 years of playing times 3. Tapos here and now for DFT. May neural theft sila at si Amix huli pa rin ni Lupinus. It really goes to show pag si Lupinus nakahanap ng pitas, alam niyang kayang makahuli pa ng pangalawa. And 27-66 goes go down. DFT right now looking to figure out what to really do with the Cypher, with the Omen, and the Breach.
Herculean effort is needed here as they are down for the count. DFT is on match point. So really, Loop has to make the plays. Someone has to step it up for Samurice right now.
Step up your game, man. Step up your game. And Lupinus is doing it. Pero ngayon, problema ng DFT kanina, na-exploit nila yung lack of defenders sa A para manalo doon. Ngayon, since we see standard defense from Samurice, they can't do that. They can't go triple stack and just push on in. They have to figure out what to really do. Kaya ba ni Stephen makahanap ng paraan, makakuha ng Rolling Thunder within the next few rounds just to try and clutch it out for his team? Mukhang mahirap talaga tong task na ito. 15 seconds left him.
I think at that point, just get the orb at least.
Yeah, just take it. Pero ito na yung push, and there we go with the Cypher Trap. Swez knows that this is a narrow corridor. Just hold it down. Pray to God that you will survive. And that should be that. DFT will be able to at least get 2 kills there as Smokey catches out John Kicks and Swez. And Samurice right now stays alive.
Still though, DFT on match point once again. And here's what I was talking about earlier. Stephen will not be able to get another chance at getting that Rolling Thunder, because it takes 7 orbs, 7 ult points to get that Rolling Thunder online. And when he used that to do that bait and switch, you know, that's basically probably the last time, unless you can frag out in this round.
Yun talaga yun eh. And that's what he was trying to do. Kaya nga pinupush nila yung B side. But in the end, it just didn't work for them in the first place. So 27-66 from the sewer. Turret muna to go for the peak. Hilig talaga ng DFT going yung turret peeking. And it is cool to the degree it works out to confirm that someone's there. But at the same time, minsan talaga pag gusto mo pang punish yun nung tipong na may nag-flank eh.
Right. I think the best case scenario of that on attack is really anti-flank. But so far, you know, Samurice has them pinned. They're kind of pinned down right now. They're stuck at playing like default positioning. Not a lot of flankers going on though.
Yeah, Lupin is super pinned down. And ako talaga, I'm a fan. Though, down a man, trying to figure something out. Mukhang ito na ang from the shadows, trying to get that intel, I believe. And here we have Lupin is still sticking around. Showstopper, though, is available. Born to frag right now. Gonna be down below by the planter, by Hell itself. And Lupin is trying to find that kill, but it's still gonna be Amix in 27-66 with those take that's dead. John Kicks, though, with the resurrection. Born to frag on the inside. 1v3 ngayon. Pero mukhang yung aksyon talaga para sa Team Samurice mangyayari sa kabila. And that is gonna be that deuces here, Mr. Vim. We are going into overtime.
12-12, and again, the rules for overtime is, of course, you have to win by 2 points, yes? And napakaganda ng gawa ng Samurice dun. They were waited patiently for the retake and used their utilities in sync at the perfect time.
In sync indeed, and here we go again. We'll see if Defiant or Samurice can figure this one out, because it is just all down to the wire. This is what we were looking for in the lower bracket. This is an elimination match for sure, and as of the moment, between Defiant as well as Samurice, it's just all about them looking for every single takedown. 5k money, half the ultimates, and all about those resets there. And then but 27-66 as well as Bodhi really taking those top frag honors here for both sides. Seems like though the push here for Samurai is going to be looking to anchor again onto B as per usual.
This is always pretty interesting to see overtime, because you're capped out at 5,000 creds and half your ult. So, you know, it's possible to get that Rolling Thunder, you know. So we'll see if he can actually make use of that. Stephen, you know, on to B-Heaven, definitely the best place to be in if you're a breach.
Anything can still happen here and now. And here we go again with a little bit of the push from Lupin as Boombot to get that confirmation. Mukhang sasabog muna sa harapan ng tao, pero at the very least, doesn't really get the damage done there. Samurice, though, in the meantime, still sticking on around. And they are actually pincering here on the A site instead, Vim.
And look at that, the spike is over there in vents already.
Yeah, mabilisan lang talaga. Rotate accordingly to try and make it. At si Lupinos ngayon, nag-iintay dito sa ibaba. Naghahanap ng paraan para lang makahuli ng iba pang tao, but Born to Frag is just holding on, and Swez will be able to get taken down there by the Omen. So good start here for DFT. They're also draining the time back of Samurice right now. So magmamadali muna dito ang atake side natin, at si Yondaime, sa bilis niya dyan, mapapatay niya si Born to Frag.
Yeah, I mean, Yondaime really stepping it up for his team, although Swez not having the best game right now.
Spike though gonna get planted, and Lupianus is just holding close and getting those takedowns. That's gonna be the race right now, raising hell. 27-66 on the high ground. At si Amix makakapatay kay Yondaime dyan. Mukhang ito na yung oportunidad ni Amix makahanap ng paraan, just go for the rolls and go for the takedowns. Amix again with another orb to play with, but John Kicks just spamming it at the right time, getting the kill past the dismiss, and that is Samurice taking the first point in overtime.
This is going to be like really, really good for Samurice. Loop is just such a tower of power throughout the entire game. He's clutched it out and secured so many multi-kills that really shifted the tide of the battle for Samurice here. Very, very impressive.
Samurice right now having the advantage. Sila pa ang nasa depensa ngayon. So mahirap na talaga ang DFT dito makahanap ng paraan unless they actually get a pick off here and now. Maybe using the breach here from Stephen can really help them out. Pero kanina, nakita ng Samurice yung aggro defense actually working out for them and they're gonna try to do the same here and now. If they do lose naman, there is a second overtime, so they have less to lose here compared to Defiant, who is pushing maybe into the middle here.
Ganda, no? Simple yung, yung mid-control nila, but very, very effective. Go for that slow orb, and then the boom bot. Take some real estate right there, deny sort of mid-control and stall for like maybe 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, buy some time and make sure that Defiant will have to be hasty into the next one. For John Kicks, blind muna dyan. He's up on top of the crate looking to see if he can actually get a takedown here and now. And Defiant, in the meantime, they are just going for it. And Amix will actually catch out John Kicks there. Born to Frag though also on the board. Defiant is doing it and more. Yondaime though still there. At mukhang ito ng oportunidad ng TFT makaplant. Onto the default we go. B site it is.
Over there on B side, Yondaime takes down Amix, although the Cypher and the Killjoy is still alive.
And oh my god, 2766, he's holding on to the spike dearly, but Yondaime is up on the rafters right now and caught out by Bort the Frag. 2v1 muna dito si Boating ngayon, maghahanap ng paraan. Kanina pa siya nagka-clutch, pero bababa lang siya dyan. Mapapatay ba niya yung Killjoy? Hindi mangyayari yun. Ghost is out, and that is overtime number 2 in this game.
It's really tough to be in that, like jumping down from a B tower and then getting hit by that in-air inaccuracy, and then just trying to anticipate where the opponent is and it's right under you. Very, very tough.
It's the worst feeling when you fall down because you already know you had the shot. You already know that you can actually make it happen. Pero gulat ka lang na bigla, like, oh, I walked off the ledge and now I am screwed. So, DFT though, I hate it. Amix already getting the first kill off Lupinus, pero mukhang blinded dito si Stephen and Boley making that one happen. Opening made by Team Samurice as of the moment. 2766 though dito sa may be back. And Smokey's actually catching out Swez there. Mukhang malayuan ang galawan dito sa 2766 pero patay kagad ang thousands number natin dyan. Because Yondaime from afar does it again, pero lit na ang Jet at Omen dito sa Samurice.
Isa na lang ang buhay. Pero at that point in time, I think it's better to parang iwanan mo na lang yung heaven, give space na lang, and then go for retake sa site or post plant sa site instead. Kasi napakahirap talaga yung pag nasa heaven ka, tapos parehas kayong mablind. Wala kayong magagawa talaga eh. Pag baunahan kayo sa flash.
Wala na, patay yan. Pero si Yondaime, patay rin kay Bort the Frag. Mukhang 2v2 muna dito. TP into the smoke, may naghihintay. And si Boaty makaka-confirm for Bort the Frag. Pero andyan pa rin si Smokies. Now it's up to John Kicks to try and figure this one out. Smokies might be looking to go for the bait, but Defiant is running out of time. And we will see right now if this can be a stick that happens. No, it doesn't. John Kicks will get that kill. And Samurice again getting the first round here in overtime.
Yep, it's just a seesaw battle at this point. Now, Samurice was able to win on that attack phase. Now they're going to be on defense, so they're heavily favored towards closing out the match. And we'll see if they can actually put up more effective defensive protocol at this point in time. Coming into match point. And taking a look at the scoreboard again, Swez not really playing his best game. However, of course, his impact can be felt as he is playing a Cypher. Yondaime does get blinded here on ramps though.
Yeah, but Defiant not pushing hastily there. Okay. Yondaime gonna be able to cleanse it out. Mukhang intay muna dito ang Jet. Makakahanap pa siya para mapatas dito ang ating Omen. But no, Bort the Frag and Stephen open up A site accordingly. At mabilisan lang dito para sa Defiant. They are gonna be going for the plant. They're gonna be going for the setup. Swez though by the ramps. Lupin is also catching out Amix there. But someone is still waiting. 2766 will be able to get that takedown. 4v1 ngayon. And triple overtime na tayo dito. Walang titigil sa larong ito.
Let's see if we can set a new record here for Valorant PH tournaments. Mr. Daks. I don't think we've seen a match go more than triple overtime here in our Valorant PH tournament. And this could be pretty much one of our most drawn-out matches so far in VPH history.
Can I just get comfy now? Can I just like get get my tent,
Alright.
get my snuggle sleeping bag, get something to really go in for how many overtimes we can get. Kasi kita talaga natin na pareho dito sa teams natin, kayang-kaya nila umatake dito sa split. Nakakahanap sila ng paraan para lang sirain yung mga depensa ng kabila. And right now, it really goes to show that for Defiant and Samurice, they have proven that they're so evenly matched in this set. But 2076 by the ramps right now, waiting for the Cypher to move, and it is gonna be the spike by the middle of the map.
So the spike is now rotating through Ramen, and I think at this point, you know, they're playing the info game, which is not necessarily a bad thing.
And nag-iingay yung Boomba Champer. Si Amix, finally, he makes it work! And you know, it doesn't matter what we save him. Kasi when he makes it work at the right time.
Yeah, kasi parang he's done it like maybe
5 million times.
twice or 3 times. Not it actually worked.
Oo,
right?
mga ganun.
And then you back off and play the man advantage, right? Previously, he would just, you know, engage even more. But again, John kicks, takes down Amix in return, but the damage has been done. It's now a 2v4 situation.
4v1 now even. Stephen sticking by the rafters. And this is gonna be Samurice trying to survive with Yon Diamond. Kaya ba niya 3v1 clutch to? Yung spike na si taas. There we go with a quick little dart. Mukhang ang Defiant talaga. Ang naghahanap na paraan. I-pincer ang kalaban nila. Board the frag will get that kill. And that is gonna be that. Defiant finally defending well. And this is gonna be good for them because we have seen the success usually go on the attack.
On the attack
side.
this time.
Diba?
For some reason, in overtime, mas effective ang both of our teams attack. So this could be the end of this triple overtime. But again, what is the longest game you had, Daks? I think my longest game was like 17 to 19 during a scrim.
Something like this, triple overtime.
Triple
Parang
overtime.
ganitong klaseng scoreline. Ayaw talaga tumigil na larong ito. Pero mukhang magsisimula na tayo sa round na ito with a B push here for Team Defiant. Spike gonna be on the left side. Bomba dito out from Lupin as getting confirmation. At rinig niya kagad na maraming bumaparil doon sa kabilang side.
Early info na yun. Previously, when they did this sort of triple stack over there in Garage, it didn't really work for them just yet. But mukhang mas maingat sila ngayon. Mabilis sila mag-rotate back.
Pero si A-Mix ito na. He wants to go for the push. He wants to come into the middle. At ayaw niya sirain yung wall kasi ayaw niya mapakita na nandun lang siya. But by the same time, mukhang sa may sewer na ang ating spike. And it is gonna be looking to be maybe the A push. But no, the rotate is there again. So, paikot-ikot lang ang mundo dito, Vim. At paikot-ikot lang ang ating mga players. Naghahanap sila ng para na soften konti yung defenses ng Samurice dito sa may B site. And it has worked a little bit because 3 have rotated over to A instead.
Yeah, pero yung ginagawa na Samurice kaya talaga naghihintay sila ng commitment or, you know, of course, the burden is on DFT's shoulders. So they're playing the defense very efficiently right as of this moment, and it looks like an execute is in order here.
Lupin is still going to be able to get that takedown. Doesn't matter if he's flashed, he will get the pan there, and Swez will be able to get 2 as well. John kicks right now from below, and quadruple overtime.
What is going on?
Gonna be here. So nagawa ni Amix yung ginagawa niya kanina. Tapos nagawa ni Swez yung ginagawa niya kanina. So we're finally seeing that things actually happen here for both of our teams at 15 to 15 na ang score natin dito.
It's absolutely off the charts, man. DFT and Samurai is showing everyone like how close they are in terms of skill, especially in this set here in Split. Now it's really when it comes down to like quadruple overtime. Again, the longest game I had was like 17 to 19. I think I was playing a game with Mr. Dodge, and then I was like, just listen to my idea, Dodge. And then he was like, no, we do this. And I was like, just listen to my idea, it'll work. And then we won.
Man, there you go. Good job.
Sometimes you gotta listen to that the guy who's usually wrong in the squad.
Ganun talaga yun. Ganun talaga yun. You just find a way to actually get the answer there. And Smokey's gonna be holding so very close. Cypher Cage is just there. At mukhang nakaka-backstab siya kay John Tixan. But Samurice already with a 2-man advantage. Make that 1 actually after all is said and done. But Boti planting on the default. And that should be that for a pulse plant situation.
It's like Bodhi really doing work here, but he does get taken out by Smokies.
He's been peeking like crazy, but it just doesn't work out the way that Defiant would have liked. At mukhang Samurice ang magwawagi dito sa round na ito. So here we go again. If Defiant can do it, then we go into quintuple overtime. If
Let's
not,
go.
Samurice will win this game never ending. Ayaw talaga magpatigil
Let's
ng
go for a
ating mga
world
players.
record here, folks.
Abot ba tayo? Like, it's like 20, is it like 19-8 or something like that? How far you can go. But Lupin is coming closer and closer to the 30 bomb there, Mr. Vim.
Absolutely, it's an incredible performance from Loop. Been very, very consistent all throughout this game. Like John Kicks will be taking once again a very forward position, and that turret peak that we were talking about earlier is still being used time and time again.
Yeah, huli kagad yung turret doon, sinira ni John Kicks at mukhang naghihintay na siya makahanap ng paraan, mas set up yung wall dito sa may B tower. In the meantime, DFT, mukhang congregate muna doon sa may A site, kuha ng milk tea, kuha ng kape, at hanapan ng paraan makahanap ng pitas dito.
Si Lupo, nasa vents na.
Tingnan mo to. DFT though, these guys just do not quit whatsoever, and this time we're seeing that slower pace yet again show on up. Tactical shooters really gonna be the experience there, and they just love to find ways to get picks. We find ways here and now for John Kicks though. Slow Orb gonna get lined up if ever for the race to maybe, just maybe, throw down the paint shells or the boom bot.
So, napakadelikado ng ginagawa ni Lupo yan. If he doesn't get a pick here, okay, he does, because I was about to say it's gonna either secure the win for their team or completely backfire.
That's
but
a huge pick-off, man.
Really huge. 27-66 has been the clutch lord for his team, and now he's down out early in the round here.
Yeah, but they're going to be breaking through the wall, and John Kicks will be holding on to the left side. There we go with the Leer, and it doesn't matter because John Kicks will hold strong. At mukhang DFT down by 2 ngayon. Ayan na naman si Smokey's mag-isa. There we go with the corner. There we go with the peak. And the Cypher is all alone to try and hold this. Kaya ba i-clutch to ni Smokey's? Kanina pa siya tumatago dito sa may B-side. Cypher Cage muna, trying to bait something out. Pero naka-aim up, but he still gets a shot there out to Lupia. Second one doesn't happen, and Samurice will end this game with a 17-15 scoreline, Vim.
Holy cow, what did we just see? That was such an incredible play. And in the end, you know, the more daring plays eventually worked out. And like the entire game, no one played vents from the side of Samurice on defense. And that one time that Loop tried to play that and actually got a pick, and look at that, 29 frags on the board. But I mean, let's face it, with the score of 17-15, nearly everyone has 20 plus frags. So
that is a long game there, and Samurice right now proving that they still have it in them, but Defiant Gaming in the meantime proving that they are a force to be reckoned with. And I gotta say, you know, great team for both teams. Like, they both played their hearts out, and I have to commend Defiant for really giving their all, especially 20-66 in that game, doing so much for his setup. Really good retakes there, really good post-plant situations there for DFT all throughout the whole match.
And I know we've been giving Amix a lot of criticism during that match, but you know, I'd love to acknowledge, like, he did a really good job of trying to take that burden on his shoulders. It's very, very hard to control mid. If you're not a Sage, or if you're not a Sentinel like that, you're a Reyna, and you know, those daring risks that you know, just peeking out mid, facing like 3 opponents at the same time, it's really tough to do.
Pero yun talaga yun eh. That what was Samurice doing to make Amix's life harder? To bubble, triple peak, right? It's just always someone to watch out for. At yun yung pinakamasika sa Samurice eh. They play as a team at binabantayan talaga nila isa't isa.
And they just really played it really efficiently. They worked as a team, and there was a seesaw battle all around. Just a really, really good game.
How long did we go though? How many overtimes did I have to, like, quadruple
overtime?
17-15, yeah. Oh, quadruple overtime. Really goes to show neither of our teams really letting up. And it's funny kasi nakita natin ilang beses na yung attacking side talaga ang may unang momentum dun sa overtime na yun, Bime.
Yun nga. Parang, diba, eventually, the defensive side should have been like favored, right? But time and time again, during that overtime, it was just more on the attack side that was more successful. So.
Yeah, it was them easily getting the pokes and the peaks. And the funny thing is, yun nga, nangyari yung hinahanap ni Amix, tas nangyari yung hinahanap ni Suez. Eventually, we got our 2 players to step up their game and do what they wanted to do. But, you know, it was still Samurice getting that 2 rounds wing. And, you know, let's look back into those 2 rounds. How did Samurice do it there? Just amazing holds overall.
Again, a critical point in time that they were able to secure the win was Loop really taking down 27-66 at the beginning of the round. The moment na nawala siya dun, -1 na agad yung DFT.
Mhm.
And talaga nahirapan sila without that Killjoy. 2766 has been super consistent all throughout the game. Been fragging out all too well. And ang ginawa ni Loop dun, kung paano niya nagawa yun, is they didn't play events like nearly the entire game. And then all of a sudden, okay, they won't expect this, and
Yep.
they didn't.
Yeah,
Right?
Loop just throwing everyone for a loop. Again, just getting those kills at the right times. Even though we saw Smokies really give it his all in multiple situations trying to play clutch. Kanina pa siya nag-corner flip. Kanina siya pa nakakapatay. Like, peekaboo, I see you and you are dead. It just doesn't matter kasi ang rami masyadong nakatuto sa kanya. And that was just that. So Defiant gonna be bowing on out, but a very, very respectful run. Losing to the likes of Hashra and Samurice is one achievement in itself because, like, hey, these are strong teams that you lost out to. So you already know there's such a good ceiling and a lot of potential para dito sa Defiant roster natin. In the meantime, when you look at Samurice, they're still there, they're still back, and they are going to be booking a date into our last two matches. So Mr. Vim, we have our final 4 teams for the lower bracket seats. Only 2 of them are going to move on, and we have Subversive versus Blitzkrieg and TMT Esports versus Samurai. So amazing matches right there. We'll be getting into one of our 2 last remaining matches in just a bit. I do believe we'll be trying to broadcast them both. And when we return, well, it's elimination time for one of these teams and then invite time for the other. We'll be right back, guys. This is the KDR series, and this is the Wildcard Qualifiers, day number 2.